What's going on, guys? It's been a while. We are finally back for a news update, or as you can see, news report. And we got some new announcements to make. We do have more on staff, so we now have someone who runs the Facebook, someone who runs the Instagram, and then I'm still running the Twitter. We are still looking for someone to run the Twitter, but we do have a new permanent co-host that's going to co-host with me and commentate, and he's also the new head of judging. It is TrentFigure, who is competing in the last two events. What's going on, Trent?
Hey, what's up? It's good to be here.
Hey, man, so how do you feel taking over head of judging and not competing this next season?
I mean, as much as I'd love to be competing this season, it's nice to be taking big leadership position. Definitely want to help out the league as much as I can. So this time it just meant not competing. So
Yeah, I do understand. I mean, I know you're going through some troubles getting Forza Motorsport 7 working, but I do understand you are going to compete in ESDA, right?
that is correct. If I can get my game running in time, or if I can get my game running period, I will be competing in the future with Trifecta Drift Team in ESDA.
All right, and as everybody can see that is watching this video, YWD is no longer a team. Them and Team Dorylock teamed up to start Trifecta Drift Team, if I could talk. And me and TrentFigure are both part of that team. We are also both co-leaders, and we plan on running in FHDL and ESDA. But as you can tell, me and Trent will not be running FHDL, obviously, because we will be commentating. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and get into the staff, the new staff for FHDL. The other two leaders that were leading with me last season, they both dropped out, gave me full ownership of FHDL. So therefore, I got rid of everybody, starting with a whole new staff. As I said, Trent is the new head of judging. He's already got one judge, and who is that judge again, Trent?
That would be Twin Turbskis, aka Warren. He was sorry, can't talk. But was talking with him. He was talking about not wanting to compete just because he's kind of getting burned out, it seemed like. But I somehow was able to talk to him and convince him to be one of our judges, since he's been with it so long and he has a pretty good mindset about judging. So.
And that's awesome to hear. And then I hear you are looking for one more judge, correct?
That is correct. So if you are going ahead and wanting to do that, just check out our rule book, and all of our contact information is at the bottom. I'd prefer if you contacted me directly over Instagram. That would be great. Just shoot me a DM, and then I can get you set up to have an interview.
And here on the YouTube video of this, I will leave in the description Trent's links to his social media, however you can contact him, as long as myself. So leaving the judging aspect of it, going to social media, talking about that. So head of Facebook is actually my girlfriend Raven Smith. She is taking over Facebook. I do still oversee all of the social media. And then T. John, who is also going to be competing in FHDL, he is going to be running the Instagram. And as I said a little while ago, I'm going to be running the Twitter until we can find someone else. And I think, Trent, you have someone. We're just trying to get him on at the same time as we are, correct?
Yeah, there's just been some scheduling mishaps that haven't quite worked out because of school and us not being on at the same time. So.
Yeah, okay. So on that note, we are going to get into the rulebook and schedule for this upcoming season to get you guys ready. So as we've announced, the signups open up for the first event on December 1st. That is in just under a month. But the actual event don't start till January 6th, but we will get to scheduling in a little bit. First off, for the vehicle requirements, a little bit more restrictions than usual. I mean, last season we just must have be a rear-wheel drive car, no Horizon editions, it had to be S1 class or lower, and it could only run stock, street, sport, and rally. If you want to, Trent, you can go ahead and cover this portion of the rule book, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth.
All right. Yeah. So basically, just to kind of reiterate that, there are no Horizon editions, no Hot Wheels cars, no Hoonigan cars, no trucks, no SUVs, no Regalias. We have a list there, banned cars, but that does mean You can run utes because they're a ute, not really a truck. You can call them a truck, you can call them a car. They're still very legit as a drift car. So yeah, it must be rear-wheel drive, must be an S1 class or lower. Any tune or parts are acceptable except for the tire compounds. That's stock street sport rally. And yeah, that's it for vehicle restrictions.
Okay, and then moving on to registration and signups, you must register by the deadline, which is always 2 days before the first qualifying date for whatever event you're signing up for. You must register for each event. You don't register once and then you're good for the whole season. It's not like that. You have to sign up for every event, and then registration will open the next day after the last qualifying day, or for the next event after the last day of qualifying, which is going to be, it says Tuesday on there. I need to fix that. It's actually Monday. So let's go ahead and fix that.
Just fixed it. Oh.
Sorry about that. I forgot that we're both looking at it. And then except for the first event date, which will be posted when registration opens, which is, like I just said, registration opens December 1st and then closes January 4th. But again, we'll get to that in a little bit. So then, Trent, if you want to cover the next section.
All right. So for qualifying, you got to show up for your registered qualifying time slot. If you change your time slot, message TW110 on Xbox or message us on our Facebook page. If you fail to do so, you'll be disqualified for that event. You'll get 2 runs, no practice once qualifying starts. Our qualifying time slots are over a course of 2 days, a week before the battles at Central Standard Time. So we have from Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Qualifying order will be posted the day after the last day of qualifying, which is Monday, and it will be only taking the top 16 drivers out of qualifying into battles. So that could mean, as in the previous season, we have had less than 16. I think we had one event where we had actually more than a full field, so we didn't take the lowest qualifier. Then due to circumstances, we did have only a full field. Yeah,
and then also on that note, the times going from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. You sign up for each hour on the hour. So no like 10:30 or 7:30, 7:45, none of that. It's always like on the hour. So then moving on to bracket battles. Battles will be the following Saturday at 9 p.m. Central. Broadcasts will start at 8:40 p.m. Central for those of you that aren't competitors but like to watch. It'll be a 16-card double elimination bracket. All 16 will start in the winner's bracket. Your first loss will put you in the loser's bracket. If you lose in the loser's bracket, you are out no matter what. We do not have any protests or anything, unless it's like a legitimate protest where there is video footage of showing why you should get a restart or whatever. The bracket will look like whatever the picture is that I put on there. I have a picture of a bracket on the rulebook if you want to go check it out on our Facebook page. And then next up is points, and I'll cover that because then after that is scoring, which the head of judge, Trent, will take over with that. Points, the only drivers who make it to battles will receive points for each event when it's over, such as the winner gets 20, second gets 18, third gets 16, fourth gets 14, fifth gets 12 points, sixth gets 10, seventh gets 8, and eighth gets 6. And the reason we only go to 8 is because a lot of people will tie for some of those bottom positions. All right, Trent, if you want to go ahead and cover the scoring, since that's what you're specializing in this season.
All right, thank you. So for qualifying, you can earn a maximum of 100 points. That's broken up into line, angle, and style. You get a possible 35 points from the line judge, and 35 from the angle judge, and 30 from the style judge. Styles broken up into 3 different categories, which is IFC, initiation, fluidity, and commitment. We will cover these in the later part of judging. And so basically, drivers are expected to start with a committed high-angle initiation, drift through all of the outside zones, and reach all of the inner clips with maximum degree of angle and pace while making quick, aggressive transitions with no corrections or mistakes. Drivers that do not fill the outside zones, reach inner clips, or do so at a low degree of angle while making mistakes or corrections will receive deductions. Driving at the high difficulty level described by the judges, the driver is showing their level of vehicle control. That's one thing I'd like to emphasize this season is vehicle control. Deduction examples are double initiation, tire off course, missing zones and clips, straightening, being offline, and lack of angle. Incompletes. If a driver does any of the following mistakes in a qualifying run, the driver will not receive score for that run, and therefore the run will be considered complete. That is spinning out and opposite drift, which is drifting with the opposite angle required at that point on course. So here's the judging criteria that we talked about earlier. The line judge determines drivers will be judged on their ability to adhere to the line stipulated by the line judge during the drivers' meetings, which is also the course previews or in our practice sessions. Points will be allocated to outside zones and inner clips, but may also be allocated to touch and go areas. The angle judge, drivers will be judged on their ability to adhere and maintain a high level of angle as described by the angle judge during the driver's meeting or course previews and in practice. Style. The style judge has 3 areas of focus. Initiation. We want to see it be early. Initiation markers will be used for reference. Rate to angle, which is quickly getting to the desired angle. We want to see it be smooth. Reductions in angle, or smooth reductions in angle and corrections. Fluidity. We want to see smooth rotation during transitions. Lock to lock angle, that is high degree of angle to high degree of angle. I want to see that the car is settled and flows through the course smoothly. And now with commitment, I want to see consistent throttle application. I want to see you maintaining pace throughout, which is using momentum to fill zones and with course. We want to see you make it look dangerous. We want you to approach barriers and track edge with confidence. Yeah. Now moving on to tandem judging criteria. Judges are looking for the driver that performs better overall in the tandem battle. But if the judges are unable to find a clear winner, a one more time OMT is called. The judges will watch both Run 1 and Run 2. They will also compare both chase runs and then determine which driver was the better overall driver once both runs have been completed. The lead driver goals are to run the qualifying line, run a 100-point qualifying run, run a chaseable lead run, and follow the XL-decel map. Chaseable lead runs will have filled the zones, hit the clips, and maintained a consistent speed and or slowed/braked in the proper areas, which gives the chase driver a reasonable opportunity to chase and mimic with good proximity. Unchaseable lead run will have a variety of errors and or deductions that make it difficult for the chase driver to mimic or keep up with while in drift. The chase driver goals are to initiate no later than the lead driver, maintain close proximity to the lead driver with as much duration as possible, match or better the lead driver's angle, and mimic the lead driver's transition and line throughout the course. The chase driver's goal is to complete the course with as much proximity to the lead driver as possible, while mimicking the lead driver's angle, line, and transition points and style. The chase driver must initiate no later than the lead driver, make no corrections or mistakes, and remain in drift until the finish line has been passed to show his or her abilities in comparison to the other driver. A chase driver that does not establish and maintain proximity may be at a disadvantage. But moving on to one of the more heated topics is passing. Passing is allowed in FHDL tandem battles. Passing is not required, but is legal for the chase vehicle to do so as long as all 4 of the following conditions are met. The lead driver must be offline, which is not offline. Like, they must be completely just kind of rendered useless, pretty much, if they're lagging or something. The chase driver can only make a pass on an inside clipping point. The chase driver can only make a pass on an inside of the lead driver. The chase driver becomes the lead driver once the chase vehicle has fully surpassed the lead driver's view. Tandem collisions and contact. Vehicle contact and drifting is something that FHDL recognizes as part of the sport. However, collisions of vehicles while in head-to-head battles require specific rulings and guidelines as follows. Lead vehicle. If the lead vehicle loses drift, goes offline, or unnecessarily reduces speed too drastically in tandem, and the chase vehicle hits the lead vehicle may be deemed at fault for the collision. Each judge will ascertain fault. Chase vehicle. If a chase driver has a collision with a lead driver while fulfilling the lead driver goals, then he/she will be deemed at fault. Now in the rulebook, we move on to tandem judging examples. I'll do the best I can to describe them. So situations below are examples to demonstrate how judges break down each tandem battle and each driver's actions into account to find a winner. Basically, it kind of goes over, shows run one. It divides it up into a small chart, a little 3x3 chart. The driver's name, run one, and run two. Driver A and driver B are both judged on how they did in respected categories from each judge. Each run will be watched, each run will have notes being taken on, and from there the judges just decide which one did better. If there are a 0 in the chase run of one driver and a 0 in the chase run of another driver, then it'll be a one more time, vice versa. One more time calls are not intended for poorly executed tandem battles. The judges reserve the right to make judgment calls on battles that contain a multiple variety of mistakes and/or deductions and declare a winner.
All right, very nice job on that, Trent. And as you guys can tell, it is a very long description on how we are judging, and that's why I made Trent the head judge, because if I remember right, Trent, it's about 90% straight out of the Formula Drift rulebook, isn't it?
That is correct, with some minor deductions, or not minor deductions, but with some editing, minor editing. It's pretty much word for word right out of the Formula Drift rulebook, and I really like that because it sets out all the rules. So I mean, if you have questions, you can look at the rulebook, figure out exactly what you want to ask, so we can have a very nice conversation about what you think is that, or like if you have questions.
Yeah, and towards the end of the season, if all of you guys remember, if not, you guys can go back on our YouTube page and watch the videos. But we had some serious problems with judging, especially, I think, wasn't it in the finale? I was gone for about like 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, there was a very ridiculous time where we kind of were questioning if you'd fallen asleep or something, because there was nothing, no audio, no nothing. There was just a lot of sitting around.
Nope. So basically, I did not fall asleep, first of all. First, I didn't want to release it out until this next season once we got all new staff. But that whole 45 minutes, I was arguing with the judges because, I mean, it's nothing against Bless or anything, but Bless made some serious contact, whether he was lagging or not, and they still wanted to give Bless the win. So I basically had to, I threatened their jobs, I guess you could per se, because I was going to call them out right on the live stream. But yeah, that's why I got rid of all the staff and got all new staff. That's why Trent is head of judging, because obviously, as you could tell, he wrote that whole scoring section of the rulebook. He knows what he's talking about. He knows all about drifting, and that's why he's the head judge. So moving on to scheduling. So the schedule this year, we didn't get rid of courses. We just aren't running them this year or this season. So I've had people ask, "Oh, why are we not running this? Why are we not running that?" Did you get rid of it? But it's not that. We're just not running them this season. We're trying out new courses. So this season, we're starting off at Surfers Paradise North, just like we did last season. Like I said, signups open December 1st, 2017, and they go until January 4th, 2018. So it gives you guys plenty of time to sign up. But before that, it gives you plenty of time to get a car tuned out just right and get signed up and registered. Then they start tightening up. They're back to the 10 days to sign up and everything. So then, on with event number 1 at Surfers Paradise North, qualifying is January 6th and 7th of 2018. So the rest of these dates are 2018. And then battles are a week later on January 13th. Then event number 2 at Hoonigan Hill, one of our new courses, and we will put up the course demonstrations in due time, guys. So If you're like, what's Hoonigan Hill? Don't worry, it will be up. So signups for that is January 8th to January 18th. Qualifying is January 20th and 21st, and battles are a week later, January 27th. Then Event 3, this is a course that nobody really liked except for a couple people, but Event 3, we're revisiting Coober Pedy, and the signups for that are from January 22nd to February 1st. Qualifying is February 3rd and February 4th, and then battles are February 10th. And then we're going to another new course for event number 4 at Rainforest Run. And guys, you're going to love this one. It's a very long and spread out high-speed course. We're kind of using it to replace Midway Madness because we are going to have, by the time you enter the first corner, you're going to be doing about 100 roughly because it's a 75-mile-an-hour roll. So it's a high-speed course, even more high-speed than Midway. Signups for that are February 5th to February 15th. Qualifying is February 17th and 18th, and battles are February 24th. And that is for Rainforest Run, everybody. And then event number 5, we're revisiting Byron Bay West. Signups for that are from February 19th to March 1st. Qualifying is March 3rd and 4th. Battles are March 10th. And then we got another new course. It's in a drift zone out over by Silver Sands, and actually the course is called Silver Sands. For Event 6, signups are March 5th to March 15th. Qualifying is March 17th and 18th, and battles are March 24th. No, it is not. I mean, it is a month apart from Rainforest Run exactly. It's just weird like that because February is shorter than the other months. So then finally, we are revisiting Parking Lot Party, the very long course that covers all of the parking lot for our finale at event number 7. Signups are March 19th to March 29th. Qualifying is March 31st and April 1st. And battles, the final battles of the season, is April 7th, 2018. And now before we move on to the next section, everybody's asking me, well, how long of a break are you going to take between seasons next time? Well, it's not going to be as long as this time, guys, I promise you. At most, it's going to be a 3-month break, so just over the summer, because I know people got vacations and stuff. That is the plan. It may shorten. I don't know yet. We will get there when we get there. All right, so then I'm going to turn over the broadcasting section to Trent.
Yeah, real quick, just before we move on here, but there's definitely a lot of people talking about throwing some bashes and whatnot, just getting some little tandy parties going on, fun events, really non-competitive ones. So you'll probably see those a lot during the summer, and we just all like to be on anyways. So
yes, and they will be put all over the social media for Forza Horizon Drift League.
Yeah, but moving on to broadcasting, every run, and we mean every run, will be broadcasted on Twitch and then uploaded to YouTube. So if you have your sponsors, if you have real-life sponsors, feel free to advertise for them.
All right, and then moving on to social media. For our Facebook, it's just Forza Horizon Drift League, just like it's spelt there on your screen. Twitter, it's @official_FHDL, and that's with a capital O, and then FHDL is all caps. If you need help spelling it, you can check out the rulebook on our Facebook page. And then Twitch is Forza Horizon Drift League, as you're watching right now, if you're watching it live. It's all one word, Forza Horizon Drift League. And then YouTube is Forza Horizon Drift League, just like it's spelt there on your screen. If you guys need help here on YouTube, I will leave everything in the description box where you can follow Trent, myself, and Forza Horizon Drift League. So I'll move how to contact us over to Trent, my bad.
All right, yeah. So basically, if you want to get in contact with us, just to reiterate, there's all the Forza Horizon Drift League platforms that we have. They're pretty much the same. If you want to get to T-Dub, that is T-Dub110. He's our event coordinator and host. T-Dub110 on Xbox, which is all caps. Instagram is T-Dub110YT. Twitter is @TDub110. For me, I'm TrentFigure. I'm your head judge / co-host. My Xbox is TrentFigure. My Instagram is Dr.Salisbury, and my Twitter is @FigureTrent. So if you have any questions, any questions about whether it's signing up or rules or whatnot, just feel free to hit us up and we'll get back to you.
Exactly. So that is rulebook and scheduling, guys. Thanks for coming by for the news report. Those of you that watch it here on Twitch, this will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you ever forget what we said here, you can go back and check it out. Those of you viewing on YouTube, want to thank you guys for watching. And for the first time for Season 2, Forza Horizon Drift League is presented by Trifecta Drift Team, Forza's new up-and-coming drift team. And then also sponsored by Plantronics Gaming, sponsored by 110 Customs. We don't just give you 100% effort, we give you 110. Sponsored by HKS Performance, bringing style of drifting since 2002. Also sponsored by Team 5 Zygon, and then now also sponsored by Forza Daily Skids on Instagram. We want to thank you guys for coming by and watching, and as always, keep it slideways.